Okay, so what I've got here, I'm going to do two separate blocks. One is a Scrappy 9-patch, and then the other one is not really a 9-patch, but it'll end up being the same size. It's just only has a colored center and the rest is white. These are 64. I have 64 5-inch squares. It's come from a charm pack called Wild Blue, and that's by Vanessa Lil Rose and Linda Fitch, and they're really pretty. I had two charm packs and didn't really know what to do with them, so I saw a picture of this quilt on Pinterest. There was no pattern, but I just cut all of my charm squares into 2.5-inch squares, and we're just going to see where it takes us. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have all of these stacked up. I'm going to make 32 of these Scrappy 9-patches. I have all my blocks stacked up, and I'm just going to chain piece. I'm going to chain piece all of them. So I'm just picking up the top two, the first and the middle squares, and then the second in the middle, and then the third in the middle. And then when I get all that done, I'll go back and add the last piece of each row. Excuse me. I have my even feed foot on, my 1/4-inch even feed foot on my Janome. I just didn't feel like switching it out to the regular foot. And this works perfectly fine. So see, now I've got the first two blocks of each of three of the quilt blocks done. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can just try to show you a little bit of what I'm doing here. I'm just picking up the first two in the block. I'm going to sew those together, 1/4-inch seam, and then I'll take the next two and put those together. And then the last two. And then when I'm finished, I'll just take, cut apart them in groups of 3. And I'll know that those go together in the block. And then I can sew on this last row on each one. And have my entire block, and then just sew the rows together. This is some really pretty fabric. I don't know if it's still available. I bought it on a D-stash sale from that So Yeah has. I think they do that on Friday nights. I don't want to be, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's Friday nights. So I'm not sure if it's still available, but some of this fabric is really pretty. Okay, I think you get the gist of what I'm doing. I'll come back when I get all of these done and start to put this row on. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so what I'm just doing now, I've got all of these first two blocks all chained together. And then what I'm doing is I'm leaving them together, each of the three. And I'm just going to open them up and just kind of look. I got two of the same in this one, but that's okay. Just going to open them up and finger press. I'm doing this, the top and the bottom to the middle, and the middle one to the outside. And then I just put them back in the pile. One more to go. Just open it, and that way you don't lose track of which one goes to which block. And that's it. Let's put them all together, and now I'll just sew each of these to their rows. Alright, so I'm just picking each one of these up, and I'm going to take the one that's at the end of their row and still in their piles, and then I'm just going to attach it, and then the whole block will be webbed together. Okay, so that's the first block, and I'm just going to keep going with all the rest of them, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so now I have all of these, all three rows here, and they're still stitched together on this, and I'm just gonna fold this over, make sure my seams are going the way that I would like for them to go. And then I'm just going to sew the whole thing together into a 9-patch. I don't usually pin either. Just going to make sure that all the seams go the way that I want them to go. And you can feel them nesting together. Up and fold the other one down. Make sure that's nested together in there. And make sure the other one is going the way that I need it to go as well. there we have it. Scrappy 9-patch. So I'm just going to finish these up and then I'll get started on the B block and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that one. Okay, so for the second block, it's just, it's not a 9-patch, but it's going to be the same size. These are 2.5 by 6 inches, and these are all 2.5 inches. And I used just over a yard of the white fabric. I cut 15 2.5-inch strips and used about 14.5 for the blocks that I'm making. So I'm just going to sew these 3 together and then I'll sew the sides on. I'm going to go ahead and just do this one block for you, but then I will chain piece the rest of them. Just finger pressing away from the white. And these should fit. I'm a little short on this one. Maybe my math wasn't right. Maybe these should be 6.5. Hope not, because we got a whole lot of 6. But I can trim them down. Like I said, there was no pattern. And my quilt math is not always the best. Yeah, that's off, but that's okay. That's okay. They're all going to get trimmed down. They'll all be the exact same size. Okay, I'll see you when they're all done.